I could get drunk off the lights of a city, late night phone call.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Smite Draft League Week 5 Divine Division. I'm Deelo, joined here by Anthony Malum. Anthony, how we feeling for this Order Eclipse side, Chaos Sunbreakers side Divine Division game?
I'm feeling fantastic. Congratulations to you for making it through the intro absolutely perfect.
Always a good day when I can do
And
that,
I'm
Anthony.
excited for the new patch. This is our first season of Hopecast for both of us, and I'm excited to see. I mean, we already are seeing a Bakasura ban. I mean, come on.
It's going to be an interesting one. Always interesting to see, what rising stars
There
of
it
gods
is.
will come out of this. And we're seeing it just, of course, the conventional bans, and I'm sure the conventional picks that we're going to see are going to be massively shaken up here. It's really a completely different playing field where people who might have been underperforming as we get into these later stages of the season can have a chance to rise up with an unconventional strategy that can catch the enemy team lacking. So I'm looking to see that. I'm always a big fan of non-traditional picks, but who even knows what traditional picks and non-traditional picks are when things are so new in this new landscape?
I like the control that's being taken away. You get rid of Aphrodite, you get rid of Hell. They're both proving to be excruciatingly strong. Healing is insane. More and a lot of the changes that were made to go alongside the healing shifts from high-res were interesting to say the least. There's a lot of weird interactions. There's a lot to take in, but in the grand scheme, there's a lot of unknown. So it's going to be tough, especially for Divine. They haven't had a lot of time to scrim with the new changes, so they're kind of relying on their ranked and casual knowledge plus a bit of SPL here and there. So I'm expecting to see a lot of feeling things out, especially in game number 1 of the set.
Absolutely, it's going to be experimentation being the name of the game, but so far actually looking pretty traditional as far as even the last patch here. We do have the Ishtar being locked into the side of Eclipse, and we do see Ymir and Mercury coming in. Obviously, well, Ymir hasn't been locked in quite yet, but Ymir is not the most common pick, but can be a bit more situational. I always like a Ymir pick. I mean, my favorite god overall, but also it can be interesting a dynamic with this Ishtar when she tries to dash into engage, can be walled off, but instead it is going to be the Baba Yaga. What are our thoughts on that pick?
I think that that's a dangerous pick to get into the hands of Evan in the mid lane, and I think that's going to play off of Trap Bunny well. I talked about this last week in Trap Bunny's debut set, but Trap Bunny is a playmaking type of jungler where he's going to go in hard and just hope that his mid lane or his ADC are following up for damage. And Baba Yaga has the advantageous position of being able to sit back and follow up on that damage and do both. So I expect that to be a dangerous combo in the mid lane.
Absolutely. It seems like they're recognizing it on the side of Eclipse right now, potentially locking the Ganesh. I would love this pick. Ganesh can be so great at shutting down a lot of guys that have escapes that are very obviously pathed. So when it comes to Baba Yaga, that can be something that can be looked at, as well as the Mercury with the special delivery. And it seems that they are going to lock that in, as well as the Hercules. Their front line is essentially set.
I have one fear. Eclipse was the team in Divine that played Ganesh Jungle opening game of the season for Divine. I do not want to see that here. I don't think that this is the kind of you're late in the season, points are starting to really matter. You're fighting for each one you can get. It's a new patch. There's a lot going on. I really want to see this Ganesh go to support traditionally, and I want to see MentalDepressed pick up a character that we've seen MentalDepressed be comfortable on. The Neja was the first ban that came out. So that's the number one comfort pick I've seen for MentalDepressed gone. So I'd expect to see something like a Thanatos potentially, maybe an Ao Kuang run back, and I don't want to see this Ganesh in the jungle. I guess is my overarching point.
No, and I think I agree with you on that one. Like we talked about, things are being shaken up here, but Ganesh isn't a god that's been overall changed that much, and they're going to know what to expect if that comes to the jungle. I'd like to see something. You can change things up, but change them up in a not too subversive way that you're really just subverting for the sake of it. It's just like being a good film director, right? You're not just throwing in twists just for the sake of it. They have to have meaning behind them. So it's the same thing when it comes to a Smite Draft League composition for your team. So now looking to get the Khepri ban out here, and the Yu Wong and Susano on the side right now of the Sunbreakers. Who do you think we're looking on to maybe round out this comp for Eclipse beyond the Thanatos?
Beyond the
Looking for a
Thanatos,
mid here.
yeah, I think the mid lane's going to be the interesting story for them because Cubed needs to pick a response to pick to a Baba Yaga, which isn't easy. Honestly, I think I could get behind the idea of. I'm almost thinking we haven't seen them be a thing yet in this new patch, but I could look for a hunter mid or an assassin mid. Maybe go a hunter like a Uller type to really try to get this Baba Yaga out in the early stages and keep Mercury from getting free kills early on. A set could work.
They might be obeying your word here, but of course we could also be seeing that in the jungle. Not quite sure where they will take that, but that would be really interesting. I've not even seen a single game of set, a single set of set on
I-
this Smite Draft League, so would love to see that being brought into the mid lane, no less. And we do still see here that we're gonna need a final pick to lock in right now from them.
I've seen set
Considering-
run an ADC a lot, but not so much mid.
So it would be interesting in that case to see if we take Ishtar to the mid lane here. A lot of potential workarounds here. Like we said, there's going to be a lot of unconventional things, keeping your opponent guessing. But of course, these are professionals here. They know what they're doing. They're going to be the ones who are probably a bit
For
more
sure.
able to make those firm reads there. They've been doing the summer homework there on the side of the Sunbreakers. So looking forward to seeing if they're able to not only, find ways to counter out these gods, but just have the knowledge innately to know where they're going to be going as when it comes to those first early laning phases. But right now we do see the Maui being locked in here for the Sunbreakers. Once again, a tried and true pick here. It seems that on the side right now, the Sunbreakers, they really have not deviated much from the prior patch.
No, I mean Maui is going to be the Kepri of the past today for the foreseeable future. There's just so much value in Maui. It's almost as valuable as like a season 1 Ares. It's unmatched in terms of pressure, the disruption potential of your ultimate, being able to drop a landfall in the middle of a team fight, and the CC from both your solar swing. You've got the hook, and people do forget about the portal. So it's a big it's a very valuable character that I'm looking to see. This does, by the way, going back to Eclipse, that does confirm to me that is a set mid, unless it's set ADC. But I feel confident BornToMeme is going to run back to the Ishtar. We've seen that all season. I don't think MentalDepressed plays set from what I've seen. So it's going to be a set mid versus a Baba Yaga, which could pretty strongly go one way or the other. But I'm going to lean advantage Baba Yaga.
We do see the Chiron being locked in here finally on the side of the Sunbreakers right now to round out that comp. Ability-based Hunter there to counter out Ishtar, who's going to be, of course, dealing out the hurt. I've seen this matchup before, and oftentimes I feel like it does favor the Ishtar, but who knows? Maybe going to reverse the odds here is Koala.
There is potential, I will say, and this is a bit of a free Anthony hack, if you will. Vital Amplifier, a new item, does work on Chiron. It procs off of his passive with the chalices, so that could be something you could work out. It adds basic attack damage, it adds attack speed, power. It's a sneaky item. It's a little expensive. I like it kind of in that Jotun's Wrath area type of slot, looking third or fourth. But it catches them off guard, and it adds a lot of damage late game. So maybe we'll see some hidden tech that Koala's also in on.
Nice Anthony hack there for you, everyone, to use at home. But yeah, absolutely right. The Herbal Kit healing on the passive there, it's not only... The healing itself is very sneaky because it's not used outwardly. It's used on every ability when the charges are set, which can really kind of divert your attention. It's a bit of a red herring there. You see the item, you're thinking, okay, when is that going to be procced up? There's no obvious procking from Chiron. It's just any time that ability is popped. You could be popping off a Master at full shot. All of a sudden, why are those basics hitting so hard? So going to be interesting to see if Koala decides to go with that, or maybe, as they have with their entire team comp, they stick with something a bit more traditional. But there's only one way to find out, Anthony, getting into the game. So we'll see you all shortly for this Divine set.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now you're gone. Baby, you're a ghost. I'm caught up in a landslide, mental on the low end. When I used to feel alive, now there's a hole in the city, can't feel shit. Where do I go? Cause I know you don't feel this. Can't catch a break for God's sakes. Feel like I'm waking up and I'm caught in the wake. Yeah, I know this is my funeral on parade. I did it to myself cause I always thought you would feel the same, and I know you don't. Drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, parachute, jumping out the plane. You had it all in front of you, nothing feels the same. It's crazy what love can do, even crazier when it's not coming back to you. You say you need space, so I gave you all the states. Every night a different place. Used to think we're getting closer, now we're drifting away. And all I can say is that I'm feeling wasted. I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I always thought we would make it. Now you're gone.
Welcome back on into this first game of the Smite Draft League, Week 5 Divine Division game between Eclipse and Sunbreakers. If you're taking a look at the overhead map, as me and Anthony are for the first time laying eyes on it in the game, you see that they've taken kind of a weed whacker here to the foliage. Personally, I miss the trees, but Anthony seems pretty stoked about that one.
You're a psycho if you missed the trees. We get to see the game this time, but yeah, we see them going with a new start. They're bringing the Harpies over to the red. I'm not huge on the start. We saw a few different starts in SPL that led to mid and jungle being a bit more healthy. I mean, as we see, Mental and Cubed are very poked out, so it's going to create a bit of an awkward stage here in mid.
Well, one problem that we see here is climate change with all the trees being removed here from the map. Another problem is that, indeed, this mid lane for Eclipse is quite low. Gonna have to play this first wave a little bit more passively. It seems they're really aware of it. Evan gonna take out some poke damage. Pretty big amount there onto Depressed.
Yeah, that's kind of Baba Yaga's game plan here, is to keep the Zhao Kuang 2 poked out for Zhao Kuang to go in and initiate. It's going to be a bit of a problem.
And it seems that they're going to be trying to experience the same one here on the dual lane side. Once again, though, Sunbreakers providing the hurt right now, really focusing on a BornToMeme right now. Probably going to be aggressed out a little bit as they back on up. As we see these early game fights just break out here, who do we think that the attention is going to be focused on for these junglers? Who are we looking at to get these early ganks off on?
I think TrapBunny is going to put a lot of attention into the duo lane, try to get Koala ahead, because it's way more valuable to have your Chiron ahead and actually take use of that ability damage. But oh, MentalDepressed may have been the target, falling down so low, had to illusion out of there before it was too late.
And it seems that that traipse over to the dual lane will in fact be happening right now. We do in fact see TrapBunny lurking around, but it seems they're privy to it right now, and the other members of Sunbreakers are not there to aggress. Going to be a failed gank there, but maybe we could pick up a nice little shield buff as a consolation prize.
Those wards came up huge there for Eclipse, able to survive the Merc gank. They would have been in some deep trouble, but the shield buff now going to go the way of Sunbreakers.
It's always important when you have a jungler such as Mercury who's looking to be mobile, be aggressive early. You need to make sure your vision's covered there. Excellent work from the Eclipse team there, making sure that they had their bases covered there. But now we're going to see a gank on the opposite side here. Depressed coming over onto the low health right now of Vamana. Going to dash out of there, be just fine, it seems.
Was the perfect play there from Ragemore. Shout out to Ragemore. Got to play against Ragemore, and he did not take it easy on me. Proud to say I killed him at least one time solo, but I died plenty as well.
But
yeah, that cleared the path, was well used there to survive the gank from Zhao Kuang. Keep doing that if you're Vamana, because once you are healthy, you got a big old health bar, you're going to be a very prominent target for MentalDepressed.
And it seems like that right now we are going to be having kind of that dichotomy of jungler storyline here, as we do see that in failed ganks on either side here, but it was focused on different lanes. I would like to see, honestly, I would like to see MentalDepressed take the same pathway as TrapBunny, look to that dual lane side there, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Both of these gods on either side, between the Chiron and the Vamana, so mobile, so mobile.
Yeah, and to go off your point, we talked a lot about TrapBunny last week. He was kind of the star of the show for Sunbreakers after coming up from the Challenger circuit, but something I noticed from TrapBunny, from both playing with TrapBunny when he was in Challenger circuit and some scrims and watching last week, was that TrapBunny puts a huge emphasis on farm, but is very hyper aware, and he tries to make it to fights before fights break out, which is a really good thing to look for from a jungler.
Absolutely, especially one of the mobile there is Mercury, who can really set the pace for those fights when it comes to the ults coming online. Speaking of, though, we're going to be seeing those blue diamonds start lighting up there. TrapBunny now indeed has there's decent amount of damage right now onto the Maui. Giant Dog going to be able to get on out of there just fine, though.
Took a little poke from CookieNamedJoe on the way out, but also Thank you to Eclipse for not running the Ganesh jungle. I don't think my heart could have taken it.
Yeah, they're going to opt for the more traditional, which is obvious. As we said, I think the wisest approach here. We do see that the home's going to be giving away the Baba Yaga, but right now Evan going to be just fine to secure some farm. Cube here on this set. What do we think is the approach here if you're Cube right now? Obviously, you don't have the mobility to naturally get on when you're facing off against the lane, but right now we do see, in fact, quite a bit of damage coming out, but the tower shot might be a bit too much. Home Sweet Home going to come out and nail CubeDaFace in the face.
MentalDepressed looking for a response on the left-hand side, but gets pulled in by a landfall, falling down low. CookieNamedJoe with the body blocks, but they're not quite there. KoalaMang drops MentalDepressed.
I'm not going to help you there, my friend. You're just sitting waiting to die, and in fact, that will be obliged by Bunny. CookieNamedJoe going to be falling down. Only one left remaining right now in the duo lane is BornToMeme. Just going to have to watch that go on. 3 kills right now in the Sunbreakers across the entire map in very little time. That's a solid start for them.
And it started with a slight misplay in mid. To go off what you were about to ask me, a set should have a big advantage early on here, in my opinion. Kind of this like level 6 to level, I'd say 10, 11 territory. It should be kind of tough for Evan to play around the set, but bit of a misplay there from Cube going underneath the tower. Took a lot of poke, and I think may have misjudged his damage there.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. You know, you don't want to see when there's a traditional, you have the advantage. You don't want to see that being displayed here. But right now, once again, some just poor positioning there, unfortunately. Going to take out quite a bit of damage as Cube. Going to be able to teleport to one of those minions there, but now leaving MentalDepressed a bit worse for wear. Going to be on fine, but yeesh, you got to watch that positioning.
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch. Nice positioning there from Koala to giddy up to get out at perfect time. And now we've got a blue buff invade from Sunbreakers.
Though it didn't end up going off the way they wanted to. That's what I like to see from the Ganesh there, making sure to cancel those dashes. But right now, being dashed onto, right now we do see the Trollacademy is going to be looked at for a bit of poke, but Hercules, especially in this patch, going to be fine. Healing on right back up. But yeah, I like the Ganesh pick for this. Cookie's going to have some potential for some really good reaction time there on those ohms. Make sure to snuff out some dashes early. So that's what I'm really looking for Cookie, just really lock out people's aggression and people's ability to escape as well here. We do see some aggression coming right now onto Evan in the mid lane.
That's exactly what you want to do with this set, but will Cube misjudge the damage again? Goes under the tower, but the house is enough to give it away from CubeDaFace. He backs on up.
This time, learning his lesson right there is Cube, and that's what we like to see. Retaining the ult while Home Sweet Home is expended, going to open up that next engagement for him to potentially get the kill off.
And that's going to be a dance that repeats and repeats and repeats. We're going to see Cube get the pressure, go for the kill, and we're going to see Evan go instantly into house and just kind of be safe, live and cozy in the house from up. And it's going to be that way until one of them can one-shot the other, but will Ragemore get one-shot? No, has Big Baby. Trollacademy is in danger.
Throws the baseball off the backboard. Wrong sport there and going to pay for it. Ragemore going to find that kill. Unfortunate. 4 kills for Sunbreakers. Uncontested right now. Eclipse trying to put on the hurt, but just seeming to come up short on every cylinder.
Yeah, it's an awkward place to be in. It's frustrating because it feels like it's all happening so quick and it's so spread out across the map. You kind of just got to be in comms and take a step back and be like, all right, everyone reset. Just relax, focus on your farm, and pull forward. Because things aren't as bad as they feel, but it's a lot of chaos rather quickly. You had a few team fights sporadically across the map. If I'm Eclipse, I'm just looking to mentally reset and look to pick a good fight, because one good team fight and you're fully back in this game in terms of feel.
I'm very much with you on that. I always stress the mental part of the game, and right now, there's certainly not nearly as far to your depth as you might feel. You see 4 kills on the board against you, not with any on your side, you're going to feel bad, but really, 2,000 gold, negligible difference, still very much able to come back here. 2 levels down, only the big disparity being between the supports, and that's just fine. You're going to be okay if you're Eclipse. One fight can really turn this away. We're here for a good fight, not a long fight, in the words of Drake.
We do see, actually, hang on, Supersonic comes through the mid lane, Sonic Boom, excuse me, but did not find a home on a Cube to already got into safety. CookieNamedJoe really thinking the stars there. Do have a gank coming out from MentalDepressed, though.
Dash has been expended. This is really looking bad right now and going to be gobbled up for it almost instantly. MentalDepressed having the awareness right there, just dash on in, full commit, nothing to fear. Gonna put one on the board for Eclipse.
Oh, hang on. Actually, Ragemore got poked out a bit, but Trollacademy senses the gank coming wisely. Now TrapBunny going to look for it, gets the special delivery, and Trollacademy is going to fall down to TrapBunny.
I mean, all that awareness, but for what? You ran
Oh, look at that!
Going, but
Huge!
wait a second. Eclipse securing the Gold Fury off
Great
that,
call.
recognizing that the players were all in the solo lane right now, but Home Sweet Home going to be put on here. And Evan looking to be maybe a bit of trouble right now. Not enough damage to find on the support, and it's going to be found a kill on him. BornToMeme going to pick it up.
and a cookie named Joe survives. But how long will he survive? Because Trap Bunny is invading the jungle, and the health bars are looking sweet for the Mercury.
They're looking sweet right now, but if they turn, this could be quite dangerous for him. Okay, gonna opt to just have to mosey on out of the jungle right there, clearing it out on the way. Bit risky from Eclipse to stick around to clear those final camps, but I guess they really just didn't want to leave anything for their opposition to take on themselves. Worked out well for them. Gold lead now essentially even. 2 kills to their 5 with the Sunbreakers in the lead on that, but really at this point, even game.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was talking about and what Eclipse needed. They needed one fight to feel like it goes their way. And while it wasn't really the fight, it was the Gold Fury, it still goes your way. And while statistically it gets you back in the game, it feels good. And that's massive because Eclipse is a very, not to be punny with their captain, MentalDepressed, but they're a very mental-focused team, and they thrive off of having confidence.
Absolutely. Mental health awareness, always important, and making sure to sport that are members of Eclipse right now. But we also want to talk about who those kills fell onto. It fell onto the ACookieNamedJoe and the Ishtar. Both people you really want to see that on. Hold on a second. A lot of damage. Big BB gonna come out.
Oh, no.
Standing there in disbelief, not recognizing how did that happen. He was stunned. Trollacadimy, unfortunately, gonna troll himself out of a kill.
That's a tough break for the Hercules there. But yeah, going back to this ACookieNamedJoe, the kills did go to the ACookieNamedJoe. The build has been interesting so far. The Doom Orb first. I am a fan of the more traditional ACookieNamedJoe build where you go Book of Thoth into get some penetration, get a Divine, get a Spear of Magus, maybe get a Rod of Tahuti in there, add a Soul Gem, go get Defender late. I like that build a lot, but I do like the safety in going Doom Orb for MentalDepressed. Likes being able to get in and out, use movement speed, have quick power. It's how Mental plays, so it could work, but I'd still be looking for a bit more power as we get later in the build.
Yeah, I happen to agree with you there. ACookieNamedJoe was going to benefit from that, you know, when it comes... Sure, it's nice to have that attack speed and all that good stuff, but I don't know. With ACookieNamedJoe, you really want to just burst people down as the name of the game, especially in this heal-based meta where you really cannot afford to leave anyone with a sliver of HP because that can be boosted right on back to full, depending on the god who you're playing against. So, again, to watch out for that. I want to talk about the ward coverage here. We're seeing a great amount of vision, which I love to see from any league level of this game, right? We're seeing a lot of it, and it's saved. We saw that, in fact, saved Koala's life, being aware of the gank incoming from MentalDepressed, going to be able to back on out of there with no issues. So I'm really liking to see the amount of coverage we're getting here with wards. Don't be chief on those. Don't stiff out on them.
Yeah, I think it's a nice balance. Like you said, Sunbreakers is an organized team. There's a lot of competitive experience, and there is a good amount of competitive experience in Eclipse as well. Their coach is also Dracul, who does not mess around, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've got a ward map pinned somewhere in their team server of where they wanted each game, depending on the scenarios.
And it's going to pay off for them well here, as we do see just some rotations coming out on over here. Between the solos here, right now, we're seeing, obviously, not looking super great right now for the Herc at the moment. Vamana Sport and 1 kill over, and making those early rotations, it seems, in fact, going to be knocking down some wards here. Who do we think brings more when it comes to these 5v5 team fights between the two?
I think it's going to depend on where these ADC builds land. Right now, I'm leaning Sunbreakers. Eclipse, though, does always have the opportunity with that Ishtar hypercarry. Pyromancer going to go to Sunbreakers. Dark Pillars is not on time, but CubeDaFace gets pulled in, and he's dropping fast.
And the bomb, I think, has been picked up. And that's the thing that matters the most. But they're falling up right now. Big Baby is out right now, but taking quite a bit of damage. The shell is going to be good. Ragemore going to take down MentalDepressed right now. And it's still in the backline looking for more. ACookieNamedJoe going to be taken down as well. CubeDaFace going to be dropped by TrapBunny. And right now, even though there's low health members in Sunbreakers, it's looking to be completely in their favor. Excellent fight. 3 dropped. Members low. And then the Brutal lane right now. Koala going to pick up a solo kill on a BornToMeme. On all cylinders right now, Sunbreakers are popping off.
Yep, that's what they got to do. And we talked about hey, look at that. We talked about it. We talked about the items, and I want to talk about the vital amplifier that KoalaMang just picked up. Look at those stats up. Look at the numbers you get from this item. On Chiron, it procs on your passive. That it ends up feeling insane.
Nutso. No, you're absolutely right. Anthony going to be able to pat himself on the back there. You got your Chair 2 pants on, and he's wearing them magnificently right now. Excellent prediction, and like you said, it's going to provide a massive amount of power, especially when we're not used to all these maybe potential wily builds coming out from people. You're going to have to make sure that as BornToMeme, you're recognizing, okay, he popped an ability. He might be pumping out way more damage than you're expecting. At a moment's notice, Chiron can drop that training exercise and just be pumping out that damage more, so you got to really be careful now when you're BornToMeme.
And I like where he went it to. Bloodforge combined with it's going to give a lot of attack speed, a lot of early damage. You're already doing it on the Chiron. And ADC builds are in a weird spot. The math hasn't come out yet. We don't know entirely, a lot of people love to just take pro builds, digest it, and copy it, and we haven't gotten those yet for this patch, and the numbers aren't fully out there for the taking. It's a lot of feeling around and trying things out, and we see that with the Bloodforge into the Boomerang. Not entirely common. We saw a bunch of different builds in SPL, the kickoff tournament, so expecting to see that continue.
Anthony gonna stud sweep me with the copying of builds on the pros there, but right now it seems that being called out, in fact, is CubeDaFace pulled back in after seemingly escaping from danger. Evan gonna pick that one up. A brilliant concerted effort by both supports, honestly. You saw that CookieNamedJoe had really done a great job using those ohms to help their mid, escape from the Master Fisherman right there, but unfortunately was just not enough. The ability cohesion there from the Sunbreakers was able to pick that one up. Nicely done, honestly, by both supports and by all the members of the Sunbreakers there picking up that kill.
Look at Ragemore in the back doing big baby things, but the problem with being a big baby is you have a lot of health, and 30% threshold is here, but Dig Gets Silenced gets the num-nums anyway.
The baseball going to come in, hit 2 right now, some decent damage there. Going to have to just retreat on back knowing that that kill is lost right there. Eclipse going to pick one up, but at this moment, 3 and 10, it's got to feel like a bit of a consolation prize at the moment here. We do see in the carry lane. But once again, there's sniping away at the farm right now, but BornToMeme, wisely it seems, having a bit of a less aggressive style onto Koala right now, recognizing that power spike that comes with that amplified staff.
So, I got to point out another thing in builds. Let's take a look at Set. And if you look in that 4th item slot, I think we're going to see another Vital Amplifier come out with the Blessed Scepter getting picked up here, which would proc on the ultimate. It would proc on Kingslayer. As you level it up, you go from 25 to 80 heal. So, yeah, remember that basic attack damage? Remember that attack speed we were talking about? Yeah, put that on the Set as well. I love that here.
Worth noting as well that in the relentless passes that grant Set additional attack speed is now infinitely stackable. You can stack it as many times as you want in the ultimate, so it's really only going to compound the damage coming out there from the Set. So I'd love to see big engagements coming off, but the issue is CubeDaFace, you have to make sure that you're getting off that damage unopposed. You have to make sure you're not being CC'd out. You have to make sure you're not getting special deliveries by TrapBunny, something like that. But right now in the back line, we do see Ragemore by himself at the moment, looping around his TrapBunny, gonna try to bring maybe the Sonic Boom on, but gonna be able to actually get out of there without any real issues.
Yep,
thanks
the
to that
police are here.
They are. They're wrapping around, making sure there's no trouble being caused in their lanes at the moment. Gonna be looking to maybe get another Pyromancer on their side, though. The objective play right now from the Sunbreakers is looking pretty solid.
Yeah, they're going to either force a fight here or get the Pyromancer, and Cube's already very poked out by TrapBunny, and Pyromancer's already down below half health.
And it just seems like that's going to be the issue right now, because Set, if you're going to be getting off a bit too little too late, Sunbreaker is going to drop that Pyromancer right there. Pick it up. Okay, they picked it up. You're going to bomb Sonic Boom, and BornToMeme going to reverse the score right now on Koala, getting a kill.
That's huge. That's big for BornToMeme. Speaking of confidence, that comes to mind with BornToMeme. There were a few games last season BornToMeme played support more, but I remember calling him Born to Wall at times, because whenever that confidence was thriving, there was some swagger, in particular on Ymir, like no one else. Now Eclipse looking to take that swagger and pull the Oni Fury. Sunbreakers on the way to contest.
A bit too far right now, and we do see excellent peel there coming from Troll right now. Gonna have to wonder if he's gonna be okay. Yes, it seems that with pretty low health bars right now, with Giant a bit poked out right now. Gonna be rotating on over, though, as Troll to defend the other side of the map, and the big baby's coming out.
I don't like this. You're still taking the tower. You don't have the stagnant healing anymore. We're not going to get the tower. We're going to fall down. Trollacadimy saves the tower and picks up Ragemore.
I mean, Troll got that kill, but we know the real MVP. Tower. Excellent job there, having the awareness to get on over, provide the extra damage necessary, because without Troll there, Ragemore probably did get that one.
Yeah, I respect the effort from Ragemore. I can imagine the accented comms right now in my head, but ultimately does not get it and falls down. That's a nice pickup for Trollacademy. Going to be some nice gold in the pocket.
Absolutely.
Especially with the new bounty system.
Yes, after being bullied out there by Ragemore the entire time, it's got to feel pretty good there. A bit of a reversal of the momentum, and going to pluck a little tower for themselves right now. Troll is feeling pretty good. I want to bring it back, though. We talked about the Set. CubeDaFace with this build is going to be providing a lot of damage, but it really relies on Set's ability to do that without being interrupted. And right now, we're seeing the initiation oftentimes feels like it's coming from Sunbreakers. TrapBunny was just sparring, throwing hands, and CubeDaFace couldn't do anything but retreat at half health. So unless you're getting that off, you're making the initiation and getting off that ult damage unopposed. Hold on a second, though, because unopposed right now are the 3 members of Sunbreakers coming over to just ruin Troll's day.
Yeah, Trollacadimy, we will meet you in the grayscale, pal. As he falls down to Ragemore, Koala could face the same fate on the other side. MentalDepressed and BornToMeme have blood in their eyes. Pre-beads after the blink onto Koala. Execute not going to be needed. MentalDepressed finds the kill. Ultimate is taken away, however.
A lot of
A
resources.
fire giant pull?
Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. It seems like they're trying to copy the Eclipse's strategy of, okay, they made a rotation, just put everything on this one objective. And right now, CookieNamedJoe is finding out the hard way that maybe they had the ability to just switch right onto him.
And he's going to walk back into TrapBunny and falls down within his own pillars. They're going to do a split push in duo. But that's even more confirmation for Sunbreaker. Screw it. Go for the Fire Giant. Eclipse going to break for the Phoenix, but I would take the Fire over the Phoenix any day.
It's going to be the far Phoenix at the very least, so you can feel good about that, but this is not really good. You do have CubeDaFace in the mid lane. Going to opt to not.
They should have at least contested.
That's a free Fire Giant on all 5 members right now of the Sunbreakers. That's looking rough.
So here's where I stand on it. The Phoenix was a good pickup, and it was a good call if you don't think you can test it, but you had members around. If you're going to hard commit to the Phoenix, you need to also send at least one member over to try to take the Fire Giant, because now the problem you have is there's a tier 1 tower in solo, or excuse me, a tier 1 tower in mid, a tier 2 tower in solo. You have to push the side with no Phoenixes if you want to make any significant progress on the Titan, and you cannot win a 5v5 fight now because Sunbreakers is ahead in experience, ahead in gold, and they have Fire Giant. So while you did secure Phoenix, now you've put yourself in a really awkward spot.
And it's not like that the Sunbreakers were not going to push down this lane anyway. Like you said, having both towers up, it's going to be the obvious choice. And also, it's always the obvious Phoenix. So you're putting fire minions in a lane they're already going to be paying attention to. So they're just going to shred them down and move on through to you. So in a lot of ways, that Eclipse pickup, it was smart, but just maybe not the best idea.
Ragemore diving in deep, and look at the sonic boom from TrapBunny looking for BornToMeme.
Oh my God!
They're dropping left and right. 2 down already for Eclipse.
B's a bit late there from TrapBunny, but who even cares when you have this much damage right now? Blinking on out, blinking back in, though, is Trollacademy going to maybe pick it up? Koala, meanwhile, has got a kill on a MentalDepressed, and it seems that Troll just not going to be able to get a kill right now. Cookies, you're by yourself, my friend. You do not want to be contesting this.
Here's the team fight problems we talked about, and Sunbreakers is going to get a Phoenix of their own. They're going to pick up a CookieNamedJoe with it, and Trollacademy is the last one standing for the fence against 4 members, and Hercules has nowhere to go. Somebody help the man.
Looking dazed and confused right there, but somehow managing to escape with his life right now. Recognizing wisely that there's still a tower there in the mid lane. You're going to have to destroy that first we get to the Phoenix. This is your ABCs right now. So it seems that backup, though, is Cube going to maybe try to put that attack speed to work using the item, but
oh my God, he's gone.
And blown up.
Couldn't even do anything. Went in and insta-died. TrapBunny's pushing up solo. They're going to get the tier 1 there. And Sunbreakers is making possibly the best use of Fire Giant we have seen in any division so far this season.
That Phoenix is just looking all the more rough as a pickup there. It wasn't even anything. They now have fire minions coming against them too, so it really is just a complete loss there. Gonna enter the big baby form. MentalDepressed gonna blink on now. BornToMeme gonna pick up a kill though on a giant dog.
That's a big kill in the defense of the mid lane Phoenix. They did not pick up that Phoenix. It did drop low, but they could not quite kill it. So it's a nice kill for BornToMeme. And Eclipse, I mean, that looks bad, but they did only lose 1 Phoenix fully, so it was a nice defense. I do want to point out, we did see that the charts didn't entirely support me. I was a few minutes off on what I said, but I can guarantee you now the charts fully support me after Sunbreakers was a disgusting team fight.
No, you're absolutely correct. It's looking a bit insurmountable at this point, not even by like gold and like experience alone, but just by mental game right now. You know, you made that cheeky play, try to get that Phoenix at the moment on the left side. It just didn't come to pass to be anything significant. If anything, it just came back to bite them. Really did seem like that the contest was up. You have, you know, the build on CubeDaFace that's meant to really be pumping out damage, blinks in, just gets absolutely wiped. It's again what he said, that if you're going to be playing this set that's just going to have to be allowed to basic hold down that mouse key, you're not going to be getting anywhere if you don't have significant attention drawn to your other members of your team.
Ragemore bullying and teasing CookieNamedJoe, but they don't realize that Ragemore was doing it to distract for the Primal Fury, and it was not contested by MentalDepressed or BornToMeme. And now Rage More going to dash away, knowing the mini victory has been secured. Eclipse going to look to pre-ward and set up for the Fire Giant, but I got to be honest here. If I'm Eclipse, I don't know if you can fully take this next team fight. You got to have a really good opening.
Disparity of 3 levels between the 2 mids, 1 level down by the jungles, but we know that the power that's being provided on this Mercury is significantly more right now than the Ao Kuang. We've only seen kills being put on the Ao Kuang when there's a lot of additional assistance, whereas we saw TrapBunny just, Sonic Boom onto the backline and drop to no sweat, honestly. It was a piece of cake for him. So gonna have to see if they're gonna focus their attention onto the objective, but it looks like right now the objective is more of a bait to get some kills.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Sunbreakers is under the same knowledge as us. They know they can win this fight. They know they've got the opportunities. They just got to find the right opening. Giant Dog is taking a lot of poke and gets dashed on and stunned, dropping low.
The focus just wasn't there right. Oh no, and Troll's gonna fall quite low. BornToMeme gonna be dropped by the opposing carry. And the big baby's still providing quite a bit of damage in the middle of this fight. ACookieNamedJoe gonna wander in the midst of 5. So is CubeDaFace. He's gonna fall. MentalDepressed, probably feeling quite like the namesake right now. Gonna have to just mosey on out. Exit stage right as we see the Fire Giant will now fall to the Sunbreakers.
There was nothing Eclipse could do there. That fight was just a pure outmatch. Hindsight 2020, if you know you're being baited into a fight like that, taking the fight you're being baited from is probably not exactly what you want to do. They've also got to defend their Phoenix that's coming up, and now they're going to have pressure on the Phoenixes they have. Bad spot to be in for Eclipse.
Target selection. Always about target selection. You driving striked in Giant Dog. Spirit Robe procced. A lot of damage mitigated. They weren't able to burst him down. Just resulted in them all clumping up when they're trying to kill Giant Dog, and just made the job all the more easy for the members of Sunbreakers to pour damage on top of their heads.
They did not even contest for these Phoenixes. They just did on this third one, but now all the Phoenixes have dropped, and Eclipse has nothing left to defend their Titan, and Sunbreakers has everything on the map on lockdown. Everything is only skyrocketing up. I'm trying to think of the inlet for Eclipse to take, but there realistically isn't one. You can build all the funny stuff you want that works, like the Vital Amplifier we talked about, but at the end of the day, you're not winning team fights and you're not defending your base, you will not be able to win.
I think the issue is we're just not seeing any large amounts of AoE CC being put onto any gods. If you're going to initiate with Ganesha, use the remove obstacles. First of all, it takes a decent amount of time for the CC to even come off. You have to first knock into someone and then throw them up in the air. And the entire time, you're going to be dropped by either TrapBunny or Koala or Evan, if anyone, or even the big baby potentially. So I feel like all their initiation right now that could potentially provide the opportunity for Cube, MentalDepressed, or BornToMeme to put on a lot of damage is oftentimes at the expense of your own life, and they're just not getting it off nearly as easily as Big Baby, which is a far more safe initiation, or the Maui Landfall. It just seems that Sunbreakers have the ability to apply a lot more CC with a lot more ease.
Here they come. Here they come with that CC and with that damage, storming down the mid lane. They got a fire minion wave in tow, and Eclipse just has to look to defend.
Landfall going to be expended early right now, bringing in BornToMeme in the midst of the fight, but it seems like that's where he wants to be right now. BornToMeme, though, going to fall, regret that run. CubeDaFace going to be able to fall as well. MentalDepressed going to find one, but not going to last long. An absolute slaughter has been committed against the members of Eclipse right now, with only Troll once again being the sole survivor. Going to try to knock them back into Fountain, but at this point, you know it's over. It's only a matter of time. Sunbreakers will take game 1, and quite the dominant showing. We will see you at the desk for the wrap-up. Apologies.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home.
Following up the rack up from that rigorous game of billiards right now, here we are, game 1, falling to Sunbreakers on the side of Chaos. Anthony, what are our thoughts?
I'm mad I did not get my 8-ball left pocket, but that's okay. But no, that was, you know, we're late in the season. These teams know that we've spent the entire season looking at the good and hyping them up, but I gotta say, that was rough for Eclipse. There's not a lot of positives from that game. It kind of fell apart. I did like the call to split for the Phoenix. I wish they had sent somebody to at least contest fire, but I didn't hate the call for Phoenix. What I hate is that afterwards, everything fell apart. I think Eclipse thrives on doing the fun stuff, doing the weird plays. They're smart players. They got a smart captain. But I think sometimes once the pressure mounts, they kind of lose all that stuff, and they each independently find some bad traits and they start to really take them on. And that's when things go bad, because there have been times like last week's set where things go great. But I don't know, there was a lot I saw there I didn't like, and it's almost less about the individual performance going forward for game 2 and more about how the individual mindsets impacted the team as a whole that I think needs to change for game 2.
And with names like BornToMeme and Trollacadimy, of course they're looking to have fun right now. But like you said, I don't know. I just don't think there was much here that we can give them accolades for. Unfortunately, they had some wise tactical decisions and some okay build decisions too. I think the comp here really left a lot to be desired. I think that it didn't work cohesively. I think that there's some good individual counterplay between gods once those 5v5 stacked up. You couldn't have a lot of these gods doing what they wanted to do. You didn't see MentalDepressed bursting anyone down. You didn't see CubeDaFace getting in any more than like 3 basic attacks before just being wiped off the face of the earth by the big baby or any of the other threats that the Sunbreakers had to provide. So it's unfortunate, because I like the gods I was seeing, I like the tactics I was seeing, but it just didn't come to fruition there. But if we want to talk on the other side here, give some accolades out. TrapBunny, man, first game I've ever commentated for this guy. Dang, 8 kills, 0 deaths, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and if you look at the player damage, it's low, the kills are high. But what I will say about TrapBunny, and you could see it in the gameplay there, being able to initiate on a character like a Mercury, but not instantly die, and somehow being able to get in and cause that chaos, to let your Baba Yaga and your Chiron free cast, to allow your Vamana to get in the back line and just wreak havoc, it's invaluable as a jungle, and that's a lot of times the difference between a jungler in the Challenger circuit and a jungler that we could even see an upper echelon Immortal. And TrapBunny has that down pat. So looking forward to game 2, if I'm Sunbreakers, I don't even think you need to run the comp back. You just run the mindset and the plays back, and you're looking good. If I'm Eclipse, I'm getting cubed back on a traditional mid laner, and
I agree.
MentalDepressed knows that I really like him. Got to get him off the Ao Kuang. That's the second time I've seen him take Ao Kuang into STL. Hasn't worked either time. I think there is a world where it could make it work, but I don't think it works with Eclipse's playstyle. I think you got to get on something a bit different for game 2.
I agree. I think a lot of this does fall into God pick comp, and so I hope to see some big changes there. And also, I hope to see that they wipe this loss from their memories, not as far as the tactics they need to pick up, but as far as the mental debilitation you might be feeling after a hard loss like that. Hopefully, Eclipse able to pick this one back up, pick themselves up by their bootstraps, and get right back into game 2. But, as I always say, only one way to find out. We will see you all shortly for game 2 of this rousing match of Divine.
Cursing at the street signs when every road could
welcome on back. Nothing's changed except the scoreboard. We're still here. Week 5, Divine Division, Smite Draft League, Order side, Eclipse, Chaos side, Sunbreakers. Right now, Eclipse is looking right now to try to claw back a victory, banning out that Mercury. Not going to let TrapBunny have it this time. What are we looking here when it just comes to bans here? What are we looking maybe as far as differences in overall style of play here from Eclipse when it comes to their comp? What are we looking for them to maybe do? Because we did see that last game, they tried to put on a lot of aggression, but it just didn't come to pass, or maybe it was not applied quite in the right way. What do you think's the strategy here if you're Eclipse coming into this game after that defeat?
Strategy is tough to nail down for me, mostly because of the way they're intertwined with their coaching situation. So what I'm going to look at and what I'll try to break down is looking at the team comp from last game and working outward. So we had Ao Kuang jungle, which again, and I say this with love in my heart, the Ao Kuang on MentalDepressed just is not working for me at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was the number one thing to remove. Get Ao Kuang off the board. The second thing, which was with credits to Cubed and Mental, the set was just as big of an issue because you cannot do that little damage both as a set and as a mid laner.
Yep.
So I'm looking for a traditional mid laner pick. I mean, Hell did not just get banned. So, I mean, Hell's kind of crazy this new patch. I'm looking for a traditional mid laner, and I'm looking for something that MentalDepressed can play comfortably and get in and out, because his play style is to go in, do damage, and walk away. And Ao Kuang doesn't do that as well as his kit may imply.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly with you. I think when it comes to what I'm looking for overall from Eclipse, I'm looking for CC. I'm looking for easier engage. I'm looking for easier, like you said, escapability. And I'm looking for an easier time to open up opportunities for your damage dealers to do exactly that, deal damage. And right now, the Hades pick is one I am liking. Hades is going to be able to provide a lot of that. Initiation, CC, heal, of course, as well. And counter picks here, we're seeing potentially a Ymir Pele combination on the side of Sunbreakers.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Sylvanas getting locked in
baited.
quickly, which means it's another Ymir hover, and they're going to switch that up. Oh, the Chronos lock-in is very interesting. We've seen mage ADCs go from being the most highly sought-after characters to kind of being thrown to the wayside. And Chronos is one that I think is different because Chronos always has been different, where if you can build him like a true mage and still do crazy ADC damage, look at Tank Tops and Godlike Division. But the Hell getting locked in, I love. You have the Hades, you have the Maui, like you were talking about. Give CC to MentalDepressed. You will find damage almost no matter what character. I'm looking for maybe Neja's been banned away. Bakasura's been banned away. Mercury, Sasano. Options are getting limited. I'm looking for like an Awelix, maybe, if that's in MentalDepressed God Pool. We know Thanatos is in Mental's God Pool. Something along those lines. Something where you can go in and be aggressive and play off of CC.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Oh, Thanatos, though, going to be locked
Gonna
in
be
for
taken away.
TrapBunny. And that's going to be interesting. Going to try to maybe negate... I like it because it allows you to try to burst people down before those heals can even be a factor. But right now, they're really hitching their wagon, the members of Eclipse, to these heals. Going to really obviously open up a lot of counter building. You're going to have to make sure that if you're a member of Sunbreakers right now, you're putting in all your skill points into a lot of anti-heal at the moment right now. But what I also think is interesting about this Chronos pick is I'm almost definite I've seen CubeDaFace rock this one a bit. And I'm looking to see CubeDaFace have the innate knowledge of the Chronos and how it's going to be operating to maybe try to shut that down early. But both comps right now sticking a lot on their heels.
Yeah, and with the changes to Sylvanas lately with the 25% healing and damage to minions, I'm not gonna lie, day one of patch, laned against a Sylvanas in solo, and I was not having a very good time. I still am feeling the impact from that game. But Sylvanas is going to be a bit of a lane demon here. And with the Horus lock-in, oh man,
It's like he's baiting him. Go set again. Do it. Get that passive damage up on there. But no, Loki perhaps? Oh my god. That would be awesome.
I think this is a Sylvanas solo.
Oh, okay. That would make sense. Given, of course, we do have the wisp damage coming there onto the minions. That makes quite a bit of sense.
And Ragemore was in that VC where I was borderline changing my username to MentalDepressed 2. So Ragemore needs to stop stealing my strategies is my takeaway from the set. But no, in all seriousness, that is a excellent solo pick, and I think that is solo. Horus works very well in support, works in jungle if you're mid-man, and I'm excited to see how the Horus will play off of the Chronos in the laning phase in particular.
Please forward all royalty fees from Anthony Hacks to Smite Draft League caster PO box below. We do see here that Loki continuing me hover. They're really just trying to bait me with all these interesting picks, but going to be locked in is the
Okay.
Loki. What are your thoughts on that one, Anthony?
I'm torn. I like it. I want to see Mental play it a bit different than we saw in game 1 with the Ao Kuang. They obviously kind of do similar things in a different way. Loki's damage is a little bit more, I don't want to say guaranteed, but it's a bit easier to know you're going to get the damage across. Loki does play around Thanatos well until you're in Threshold. There's a lot of awkwardness here for MentalDepressed, but I guess my big thing is I want to see Mental get in there and actually put in some work with Loki when the CC goes in. I don't want to see what we saw with Ao Kuang, where 4 members have been wiped and MentalDepressed is poked out at 60% health by the blue buff on his own side trying to get away. If that happens again, that's a problem for Eclipse.
This is a problem right now from Eclipse. A Wheelix is a great, fantastic pick into Eclipse right now from the Sunbreakers.
Huh.
You have Jing Wei who's trying to get off that knockup. Just even from the oh my god, I just realized how amazing this pick is. Sylvanas, Horus, a Wheelix, all capable of amazing knockups. Hades Leap,
and it's going to mid lane.
Jing Wei. I can go on. Continue. What do you
And
have?
a Wheelix is going to the mid lane, being played by Evan. I don't believe this is some kind of role swap where we're seeing a Wheelix ADC. So, just to your point even more, you're going to have those knockups so guaranteed throughout the game. This is a really interesting pick, and it's going to be able to pressure out the Hell. Hell is problematic right now late game. If you can take away Hell's late game, you can eliminate that problem. Really good draft here from Sunbreakers. And saying that when the other side got Jingwei, Hades, Maui, Hell is asinine.
And it opens up, because of Wheelix's additional mobility, it even opens up the potential for some early rotations from this mid lane. And especially because of how well the matchups go against other members across the map, you might be seeing that come in here from Evan. I would love to see some early cohesion. I love to see wily movement from a team, cohesive movement, where you're just having these amazing rotations very early on before they're expected. And I think that could go to really great effect here from Evan on this Wheelix. Loving to see these interesting cohesive comps. Gonna have to see if Eclipse can bring it this time. They have some great picks, as we said. A lot of heals online, but ooh, could be rough. But only one way to find out, everyone. Let's go into Game 2, Divine Division, Week 5, Smite Draft League Eclipse versus Sunbreakers! We'll see you in the game.
I don't wanna feel as cold as the winter. Let me sink
back, everyone. Divine Division Game 2. Eclipse looking to try to sneak one back from the Sunbreakers after being dealt a hefty blow in the first game. I'm Deelo, once again joined by Anthony Malum. Anthony, how are we feeling going into this game?
If I'm Sunbreakers, I feel great. If I'm Eclipse, I'm putting out a most wanted. I'm calling the FBI. I'm calling military. I'm calling anybody who will listen and asking for help in dealing with this Awelix, because this is the dream composition to be an Awelix in. Between what you have on your team and what you're going against, this is like child's play.
It really is quite scary to imagine what could go on right here. It's going to be the entire team centering on either side. You're going to have Eclipse trying to really bring down Evan. You're going to have the Sunbreakers really looking to prop Evan up. So it's just going to come to who's got the better aggression, who's got the better peel right now. Right now we're seeing some damage already. A tale being told here of the dual lane sitting under the tower, the members of Eclipse.
And we see a level 2 peek at a gank from TrapBunny on the Thanatos. Did get warded out again. Scythe just off the mark. Big wards, both games from Eclipse.
I'm always happy to see that, man. Vision's so important, no matter where you are.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ragemore.
That's unfortunate. Troll going to be feeling Anthony's pain that he had earlier, and so we do see him indeed also being bullied out. You know, it's not like Hades doesn't have heals of his own, but hold on, right now in the dual lane, quite a bit of damage. Not going to quite find with the time.
Bastion?
The body block from the minions, MVP.
Wow, Minions and Bastion just absolutely saved ACookieNamedJoe's life. Crazy clutch there from the PvE, I guess.
Yeah, really big shout out to them right now. It's good awareness there, noticing that still hadn't left was the Thanatos. TrapBunny was waiting, and they pinged him out on the members of Eclipse, knowing what to do there. Once again, we're going to be seeing quite a lot of this, huh? A bit of an action replay as we do see Troll once again bullied underneath the tower.
Yeah, it's no fun. It's I was very upset. I don't remember who I was playing, but I was not having a good time. And I mean, as you can see, you can't do anything. Look at this. Oh
no.
My god.
The question is, do you dedicate resources as a jungler over there to try to relieve some of that pressure, or do you just have to leave Troll to fend for themselves?
If you're going to do it, you got to do it early.
And it seems like right now might be an early kill found on a TrapBunny. Quite a bit of damage, both mid and the jungle are here. Nice. CubeDaFace gonna pick one up. MentalDepressed looking quite low. Evan gonna get a kill. Oh no, and it might be another one on the Cube right now. The heals are coming out, but that's not enough. That spear is quite large. The somersault gonna come in. Cubes is running for their life right now. Gonna be picked up with the Panther Spirit. 2 kills on Evan. That is terrible.
Oh, we did it! Let's go, Troll! Get in one for the good guys. I like Ragemore a lot, but I gotta be real. Sylvanas solo puts you in my bad book.
Cut down is the tree right now. Anthony's really riding a high at the moment, living vicariously at the moment through the solo laner of Eclipse. Feeling good about that one. Rage gonna take a dive into the fountain.
And we saw how bullied out Trollacadimy was getting. So from a silly perspective, that is a gigantic kill for the Hades to alleviate some pressure. Now you don't need to put as much pressure in that solo lane if you're MentalDepressed for the next few levels, and you can try to put it elsewhere. Maybe try to put this Awelix down a bit, who just got 2 kills.
Dude, I'm genuinely terrified right now. Ult is online for Evan at the moment, and that's just gonna mean even more scary things. Pulled back in. Where are you going? Get over here, says the Sylvanas.
Will it be a fatality? Yes, there it is! Ragemore with the revenge solo.
Dude, you hate to see that. I forgot about that aspect. I was like, all right, he's out. No, dude, whittled down by the tree. No minions around to provide the heals, or maybe not the cooldowns to supply it. Troll gonna fall in retaliation.
I liked our Mortal Kombat there. We're gonna work more of that in. Get over here into the fatality. Gotta do the whole script.
Absolutely. This is actually, in fact, the re-release of Mortal Kombat 11. It's going to be actually a form of Smite. That's the next crossover. They felt bad after banning out that Ravana skin.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah, man. They've like, ooh, yeah, maybe, ooh, okay.
I got to play with that skin for a day. I bought it. I had to instantly get the refund. I was a little upset about it. TrapBunny trying to switch the upset to being hell.
Toe's coming in, but amazing CC immunity, but might not be enough. Nicely done. The heals are coming through, and it seems that Evan's also in quite a bit of trouble. Mental, though, might not be in a good headspace. Gonna have to retreat on back from this Thanatos. Horus is coming in, though.
Horus took to the skies and on the landing, doesn't find anybody, but now Sunbreakers takes back control of the mid lane. TrapBunny didn't find kills, but they did find pressure, and what was important was Evan survived in the back from all the pressure from MentalDepressed, so we still have a very ahead Wheelix on our hands.
Lot to talk about here with that. CubeDaFace playing that nearly perfectly. Gonna get hit by the scythe, but didn't matter because the ult damage didn't come off, and that would have definitely resulted in that death. CubeDaFace doing a great job immediately CC muting themselves on the ground in prediction of the drop from the Thanatos, and that can be really huge because it's a big AoE CC immunity that Hell could really be using as a great boon to her and her teammates.
Ooh, CookieNamedJoe peeking over for Koala. There's the Fisherman's Hook, and BornToMeme wants to damage in response, but there's not a lot of damage to be had quite yet. So Koala gonna be safe despite the nice gank from CookieNamedJoe.
I mean, also that ult, the reset coming in from the Kronos ultimate would also have made that quite a bit of a difficult kill. Oh my god, that damage!
Isn't it crazy?
Or is he still a Guardian?
This season Sylvanas could be a Mortal Kombat character. I'm fully convinced.
I thought they made Hades the Guardian turn mage, but it seemed like Sylvanas might be a bit upset about that designation right now, putting on the hurt onto this Hades.
Nice bit of a trade there. It looks like Evan's gonna get the better. Cube does get the beats, but there's blanking from TrapBunny, looking for Cubed. They're split, but now they're together, looking for Mental.
Scythe has been dropped right now, and unfortunately missed CubeDaFace. Excellent juke there, but the ult range has been secured. Thanatos taken to the skies. A looming Spectre gonna find him. To allow Fish from Maui's not gonna save you. Pillar of Agony not gonna do quite enough damage. CubeDaFace now in trouble. Evan gonna get that kill. This is not looking good.
Landfall brings in 3 on the response, but it brings them in just a bit too late. And now CookieNamedJoe is next on the menu for the cookie jar.
It seems like they're not going to dip their fingers into that jar quite yet. Going to save it for later. Mom's watching right now, but
yeah, busted.
That's unfortunate. Big ult expended there on the landfall, and just they had the resources, but got divided up. You saw Hells disperse, did not find many more. I think it was only one, because everyone already started diverting their attention onto MentalDepressed, who got out safely, at least at first, but at that point, too many abilities have been expended. It was an easy kill for TrapBunny.
Easy indeed. Sunbreaker is just... I mean, we talked about what the Eclipse brought, but we saw it there. They had to play around it the entire time. MentalDepressed gonna look to put pressure in the dual lane, even if it's just by form of presence walking over that ward, to see if they can alleviate what's been done in mid and maybe get their Jing way ahead.
But that's... you don't want to be seeing it. Sure, presence is nice and all, but a Loki needs to be farmed up right now. And Thanatos... Oh my god, the
Q might be the one getting farmed, D!
CubeDaFace is going back right now, has a decent amount of healing on their side right now. Seems they're going to be able to retreat on back, heal up a little bit. But that looks scary, man. And they can do that so frequently. They can put that on cooldown. And right now, Troll going to be putting a bit of damage. Hold on a second. Maybe countering it onto
pillar?
right now. Ragewar going to pick up a second kill onto Sylvanas.
Huge solo lanes where the action's been.
They're actually managing to make this look manageable. I think you need to start playing Hades a bit more, Anthony.
Oh, thanks for that, yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry, bro.
I was right to the mental, huh?
Anthony gonna catch a stray there. He's also one of the members of Sunbreakers to fall. He's on the kill count too alongside Ragewar. My bad.
Yeah, I'm seeing life in grayscale.
I'm so sorry.
Sounds like an Oasis song.
Anyway, let's talk about Evan, dude. Well, let's talk about Evan. Let's talk about the game. Evan has got 3... Oh, well, maybe let's talk about CubeDaFace. Never mind. Might be joining the obituaries right now. So much damage, but actually looking to be quite a bit of trouble to Thanatos.
Has to go away with the hovering death in toast form. Gonna land down at the tower. Evan was looking for some help there from Giant Dog, but Giant Dog's getting pulled in back to the boys. And look at the gank. MentalDepressed goes under the tower looking for the assassinate. BornToMeme gets a credit. Koala gets his own kill on MentalDepressed.
MentalDepressed is unfortunately not going to be able to find too much there. I mean, gonna at least get the assist for that kill, but really a consolation prize. CubeDaFace is going to be quite a bit of trouble. Pulled back in, drop back down.
Huge pull. That's what the Eclipse brings into double kill for Koala. And Sunbreakers wants even more. They're going to try to make it happen. They're looking for a cookie named Joe. But the airstrike in response will rewind to be in time. Yes, it will. But now he's out in the open.
Gonna get him a bit of distance back at least. At least he wasn't close to the tower line upon that ult being activated. So BornToMeme gets to settle with what damage they had. Wasn't much, unfortunately. When they tried to put basics onto the enemy support, onto Giant Dog, really was doing laughable amounts of damage.
There's a lot to break down from that fight. I think the easiest thing to look at, perfect timing, is the charts. Because, I mean, the fights are feeling like Eclipse keeps just getting outmatched kind of out of nowhere. Oh, CookieNamedJoe might be cut out. Gonna solar swing in! And that solar swing was a solar swing straight to the gray screen.
Why would you do that? That's a Trap Bunny Thanatos. You're not just going up against any sort of Thanatos, and you're going against the Thanatos in the first place. That's a low health Maui. Gonna try to challenge that. MentalDepressed gonna maybe find out the hard way. Not the best idea to do. Big scythe damage right now. CC immunity gonna be able to get MentalDepressed out, but the Thanatos is hovering.
He's hovering, and there's the death that follows. Trap Bunny's got his third kill on the Thanatos. On to MentalDepressed, to the skies from Giant Dog to get him out of there, and the heist is complete.
They're playing Payday 2 right now. We got the Mortal Kombat crossover, now Payday. Honestly, you know, nice safety there. Horizontal didn't necessarily need to be expended, but the wisest play to make sure your jungle gets that kill gets on out free. Nicely done there by the support.
There's so much happening.
It's okay, we'll break it down. Get on the therapist couch right now.
Yeah.
What happened? What's happening right now?
I think what's happening is Eclipse and Sunbreakers both have the mentality that they can win team fights, and they're both saying in their comms, "Let's force a team fight." And it's consistently
Only
yeah.
one's correct.
I think the problem for Eclipse is I don't think Eclipse may have realized how big of a problem this Awilix is. Granted, the last couple of fights, Trap Bunny's been the difference. But if they keep picking these fights, if they continue the confidence, which, yes, I'm aware I said Eclipse needs to play with confidence, but you still got to play smart. I think Eclipse may get baited into a couple more fights, and we may see a lot more of the pull into the Awilix, get a kill, Trap Bunny cleans up, Koala cleans up, and it repeats.
And it's not, if you had one primary form of knockup initiation to initiate that Awilix chain, then maybe it wouldn't be quite so bad, because CubeDaFace could you simply expend that cleanse and ensure that your teammate gets onto that fine, but it's not the case. There's so many options that could potentially bait out that cleanse from the hell that, oh, hold on a second, big damage coming on. You're gonna have to retreat all the way back on, right into the hands of BornToMeme. Gonna see if this solo can carry on through.
I love me a good ADC 1v1. Time Rift on a mark. Needs the basics of fall. Airstrike comes out. Airstrikes avoids the basic attack. Not quite a solo kill for Koala, but BornToMeme walked up and Time Rift finds it for KoalaMang.
BornToMeme just didn't want to let that tower go. Gonna let their own life go instead. Not the trade you want to see there. Tower probably gonna even follow. Some hefty damage gonna be put on there by the Kronos. Koala making it happen.
What a perfectly executed 1v1 for the Thanatos. I will say, oh, hang on, we got a gank for MentalDepressed. Gonna do some good damage, but damage quite a bit off the mark. Does have the movement speed to his advantage. Time Rift for some separation, though. Maybe should have walked through it. Koala could get away. There's the invis. Will he find it? Yes, he will, but what's the cost?
We know it's his own life. That was just so much time expended on that. Time is the name of the game with the Kronos right there. And oh my god, the Wisp gonna find Troll. Evan gonna find Cookie right now on every side of the lane. It's coming up, Sunbreakers.
Drops across the map, and very much so favoring Sunbreakers. But what we haven't seen as much of this game is objectives. Sunbreakers peeking at the Gold Fury, finally at 12 minutes.
Ult expended on BornToMeme at the moment, not going to have much to cure without potentially, of course, again, expending your own life. I agree, just hang back. That one's lost, my friend, unfortunately. But right now, I'm stewed. 4 kills unopposed onto the Awilix right now. This is genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, and the build's getting online quickly. Hell is going to be putting in work, but the problem is their hyper carries are just being cut off at every corner, and I think that could be a theme that that's going to continue for Eclipse. And Sunbreakers is only going to get stronger, and I don't know if Eclipse has the damage to match it.
And as rotations come in, the Sunbreakers comp is going to be far more efficient at these 5v5s. Loki right now is just not looking to be the move. I love Mia Loki, but when we've seen Loki putting in on these fights, you saw how long it took to get the damage on a Koala, even with the ult down, much less with it up. Like, you need to be providing the burst if you're going to be rocking this Loki pick.
Yeah, I will say I like it more than Niao Kwong already, but like you said, it just hasn't quite found the impact. We'll see what the impact's going to be around this Pyromancer. Pyromancer already down to half health, and Sunbreakers is on the way. Quick, here's Ragemore with the big knock-up, and there's the pull.
Already dropped his MentalDepressed. That's a big loss for them, but actually the bigger loss will be Troll. That seems to be already a fight that's spelling defeat for Eclipse right now. The full retreat, it seems that both members will fall and following their others. CubeDaFace gonna drop right now, and falling into the towers, Giant Dog gonna pick up a kill himself for the support. ACookieNamedJoe will enter the fountain. 4 members down. BornToMeme, the only sole survivor, gonna just be watching that tower slowly be plucked away by the opposing carry.
And they're gonna look at Big Fire Giant, and guess what? They have the sustain to do it. Sunbreakers with a cheeky 14-minute Fire Giant should be able to get it unopposed. Crazy play call.
Sylvanas, the bane of Anthony's life, but also the bane of Eclipse right now. Blinking in, getting off that huge Terra's Wrath right there, and just going to provide a massive amount of disruption, but maybe trying to return to his Troll.
Oh, Trollacadimy!
Sunbreakers could potentially find something.
Trollacademy going to dive deep for it, but he did stop the Fire Giants, and not as free as we may have thought for Sunbreakers. Gigantic play for Eclipse. Can they find kills off of it? Oh, if only Trollacademy had our view.
I mean, yes, but I honestly think that it might be the wisest decision. Just try to bully out. You see here, you're opposing solo laner. He's got red in his eyes right now. He says, I know what you've done to me in the past. You're going to pay for it, brother. Going to bring down the staff slam, but miss? Oh, come on.
Pyromancer picked up in the meantime while we were also distracted by the Sylvanas, and it goes the way of Eclipse. So really, Trollacademy set up Eclipse there with a gigantic gold gain.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Eclipse is going to be able to get something on the board here. Oh, hold on a second. Could be going out fully right now.
Aegis into the rewind.
But going to find it, in fact. Yeah, the ult just wasn't able to find a moment for a Koala going to fall to BornToMeme.
Big pickup. MentalDepressed is in execute range. Here comes the Thanatos! And now you're burned! Goodbye, MentalDepressed.
Luau's going to be expended, but at that point, you know, he got what he wanted right there. Every single execute has been completely on the mark. Toast does not miss.
Not at all. And you know, I was talking about missing, I've been wanting to point this small thing out, but there's just been so much action. If there's one thing I want to harp on Sunbreakers for that I've seen KoalaMang having problems with, at least whenever we've peeked over to duo, those stop times gotta be a little more on point, because late game, that's going to be a lot of the damage from KoalaMang. But look at that. Finally get my point across, and it's a pause.
He stopped time right now, man. He's like, oh, you want to see me stop time? Check this one out. We will be right on back after these technical difficulties get sorted out. Thank you very much. Decided to unfreeze the game there. Very kind of you, Koala. Thank you very much. Gonna be looking maybe for some potential rotations from TrapBunny. Gonna decide better of it. Trollacademy has retreated on back. The solos have returned back to the solo lane, trying to just get back their farm game on.
And it's a kind of refreshing change of pace. I don't think it's gonna last long though. These two teams are here for blood.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so clear. I've got to say, I'm unfortunately disappointed in how the Maui's been impacting these. Landfalls have only been picking, I feel like, one, or when the case where you picked up multiple, you picked up 3 after everyone else already died. The initiation is just not cohesive enough. Once one gets pulled in, they're not finding the damage on them getting out, or you're maybe even potentially pulling in the one who doesn't want to be pulled in. Hold on a second, Bo. Might get pulled back in as Troll. The damage?
Wait, mannequins?
I'm going to quite find the mark. And Troll's gonna breathe a big sigh of relief right there.
Oh, man. Oh, and meanwhile, in mid lane, big fight breaking out. Landfall off the mark, but TrapBunny could fall down, will die on the landing, but Giant Dog cleans up CookieNamedJoe.
Tower shot is following him. It's gonna, wow, they have a new ult or something? Because that just dropped onto his head, and MentalDepressed gonna pick up the kill.
And Sunbreakers may not be done with 4 in mid lane in response to Eclipse. They want more. Pillar of Agony comes out from Trollacademy doing big numbers to raise more. And look who's around the side. It's a Loki.
Brilliant engage there. The blink Pillar of Agony going to be completely unexpected. Excellent reversal. Double kill onto BornToMeme. Going to find Koala. Revenge has been gotten for the carry. Excellent job there from Eclipse.
The trap card was activated, and the trap card had the face of the trickster god from the Norse mythology, and Eclipse may have an opportunity now for the Fire Giant.
Doesn't seem like they're intent on letting this one go for free here. We do see the support as well as their 8-card Evan are here. If you knock yourself up Stingway, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Ult is online. Better watch out.
Fire Giant's dropping low. Evan goes in and finds MentalDepressed.
It's just like we said, gonna be finding a kill in retaliation from the support.
Sunbreakers got it!
No way! Steal has been had. Right now they're pretty low though. Giant gonna be focused, gonna see if they can ult on out. The damage might not be enough to focus them down. It will be BornToMeme gonna find the kill.
They don't get the Fire Giant, but they're taking lives, and now they're hunting down TrapBunny, and they can match the movement speed, but they can't match the hovering death.
He's going to circumvent all those walls and those trees that we saw so tragically cut down before. Now, Sunbreakers feeling really good about that when they lost 2, but you got to keep in mind, Eclipse lost 1 as well, and Fire Giant round 3. Some pretty important members, mind you. Rage More, you might be thinking, okay, it's only Sylvanas with fire. Scary Sylvanas, look at this man!
Get over here!
Gonna be doing quite a decent amount of damage.
Oh,
Mana
I
quite
wanted
low,
it
but maybe
so
not
bad.
the they might want. Koala gonna opt for a Bastion instead. Take that, he says. But just putting the fear of God right now into Cube.
Absolutely, putting the fear of God into Cubed and myself and Sunbreakers going over to the Primal Fury, but at this rate, I think we all know they just want more of a bloodbath.
Cube's still pretty low on mana, too. Was not able to retreat back. I mean, not in this attuned stance that allows you to get MP5. There we go. Gonna try some heals maybe right at the moment. Just try to get everyone back to full. But being pulled in right now, we do see that they're getting the offensive Sunbreaker's gonna try to make it happen right now. It seems the Troll's quite low. The landfall's already been expended, but not for much damage or for much CC.
Eclipse couldn't find the opening. MentalDepressed went around the side, but couldn't find a way inside to do damage to Sunbreakers. And somehow Sunbreakers is allowed to walk away after that.
We do see 2 ults now dropped on the side of Eclipse, and all 5 are going to be a moments away from the Sunbreakers. They're looking to push this offensive right now.
Go, Jing. Get out of there.
They're looking for BornToMeme.
BornToMeme will be safe, but barely again. That is a spectator bug. That wall was not going to help BornToMeme whatsoever. But Sunbreakers don't care about no damn glitch. They want the Primal Fury.
Gonna look to be trying to find out once more. We do see the members are here to contest. We do have indeed ACookieNamedJoe gonna try to find something, pulling it back on the mid laner potentially in the sky right now. They're
going in.
Though, I believe it was a horse. They're gonna be trying to put out some disruption in the back line. Not gonna be quite finding much damage though.
Sunbreakers got the Primal Fury, and they're trying to just escape and take their prize winnings, and they will be able to do it. They got to be well aware, because look who's split pushing, and it's not the Loki. Hades taking his turn.
It seems like there's been a bit of a role reversal, some Freaky Friday going on. Troll's really been making it happen for Eclipse. The real MVP, I think, for most of these fights has been the amount of CC and the amount of initiation that Troll's able to provide has been brilliant. Honestly, I thought it would be a lot more shut down when it comes to the Awilix initiations, but it seems they're more content to let their own knockups be the initiation factor for the gravity surge on the Awilix, not the dashes of their opponents.
All right, we've had action after action. So let's try to set up for our next fight if we've even got the time to do it. We're seeing a theme that Eclipse is missing their opportunities to go in. If you're Eclipse, when you see the Great Landfall, when you've got a Pillar of Agony in, if you are Cube, Born, and Mental, you gotta go. Even if you fail, you gotta take the fight. And if you're Sunbreakers, you know what Eclipse is making the mistakes on. You need to capitalize on it. And when they don't go in instead.
I'm not gonna lie, what I'm seeing is that there haven't been any great landfalls. Definitely some great initiations there from the Pillar of Agony, but honestly, my landfalls, I like them a bit more crispy than the ones I'm seeing right now from ACookieNamedJoe. Maybe gonna try to change that. Pyromancer gonna be looked at. Again, landfall gonna find none. Terra's Wrath gonna find one, though. Troll's gonna look to be quite a bit of trouble.
Sunbreakers gets the Pyromancer. They get the pull in from Trollacadimy. Goodbye, Hades. Who's next? TrapBunny's blinking through.
Big solar swing, gonna find stun on many, but ACookieNamedJoe is now locked into place, being shredded down. The escape has been expended right now. The cleanse gonna maybe come through. The Ulao fish is actually gonna find a bit of movement speed too. This tower's gonna fall for certain, but at least no more members of the Eclipse might.
They were able to escape from that way better than they should have, to their credit. The pull does not find a home. Sunbreakers, while dominant, Eclipse at least attempting to respond.
Both carries now rotating on over, but we do see that we on the side of Eclipse, we do have BornToMeme a bit more poked out. Fire Dragon can be looked at once more. Potentially no. Gonna retreat on back with what gold we have at the moment. Got a tower in the mid lane. We're happy with that. We got a kill as well on a Troll. And that's what you want to find it on. Troll, like I said, seems to be the big kahuna right now, supporting the top amount of damage for the Eclipse members. If you can get him when he's initiating on in, that's a really good team fight for you as a Sunbreaker.
Oh, that's a huge pick right there for Evan on the Awilix, finding BornToMeme, probably utilizing what we do know of that matchup. Now Trollacadimy looking for Rage more, but the police are here and Rathatera has opened the door.
He might not have enough time. The Staff Slam can actually find it, but not before he's found immediately afterwards by TrapBunny. This fight is getting chaotic real quick. 2 members of Eclipse right now trying to dance around. CubeDaFace gonna fall. Just get the toes stepped on there by the Thanatos and as well by the Kronos. You're gonna see a Horus Soul coming in right now, gonna be dropped on the head of the moment of the support from Eclipse. They're not gonna try to build a retreat out of this one. It's over. Double kill for Koala.
And there was nothing MentalDepressed was able to do there. Could not get to the fight in time. Can only hang around and try to steal. But Trap Bunny does not want his Fire Giant stolen. The Assassinate comes through. However, MentalDepressed finds a kill on a Thanatos. Can MentalDepressed make a play for the Fire Giant? Evan doesn't want to let it happen. And Evan's going to find the kill on a Loki. And that's going to be a Fire Giant for Sunbreakers.
Only onto 3 members, but it's 3 members that you're very happy are getting this right now. Obviously, you want that onto Evan and also onto Koala right now, who's been putting on some big damage numbers. It's very solid. Going to maybe try to initiate it as BornToMeme? No, going to think better of that, and that's a play I definitely agree with right now. That's 3 relatively healthy members that could easily grind you down to a fine powder. MentalDepressed going to get on a kill onto the opposing jungle, but fall very quickly after. Honestly, you're a Loki. You really can't be playing objective steal when you have all your kit down. I think that was a bit of an unwise play. They're going to unfortunately cause the trade.
All right. We did this before. We broke down team fights now. Let's look at builds. Things have been fairly par for the course. I do want to point out that Jingwei is going the Hydra build, putting that Hydra cement in there with the Bloodforge and the Fail Knot. So look for Jing to, if Jingwei can survive a 1v1 engagement and not be caught out by a Wheelix, Jingwei will be doing damage. The problem is Sunbreakers has Jingwei so countered right now. It's going to be tough. So if BornToMeme can find the opening, BornToMeme is going to find the kills. But how long can BornToMeme stay alive is the big question.
It's interesting because it seems they're opting away from the attack speed, which could be partly because in order to activate that attack speed, Steam, you have to go up in the air. But hold on, up into the air right now. Many members of Sunbreakers being pulled, though, right to Eclipse. The member who has no other
There's the pull
to help you. Burst down by Evan is Cookie.
Make it 10 for the Wheelix D, and they just will not stop. Sunbreakers just has the momentum, they got the rhythm, and they're just running on through Eclipse right now.
I'm really not happy with these landfalls, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to harp on Cookie right now, but it's not with anyone around you to support. I mean, it was a good attempt at a cure at the moment, I guess. But the issue with the landfall is if you're hitting gods as well as the objective, you're bringing them right to you. And if you have no one else to provide damage, you're essentially suicide bombing yourself.
A bit of a misclick there from Trollacadimy, using the Pillar of Agony there for nothing. So that's a big really ultimate down for what could be a Phoenix Siege. Maybe Eclipse will get lucky and Sunbreakers doesn't know, so they won't try to force the issue there. They're going to look for Pyro, then Tower maybe. So Eclipse may dodge the bullet, but that's an unfortunate misclick. And to go off the landfalls, we have seen a few, like you said, where they've been using objectives and they bring members in. I think the problem is, I'm not sure, we don't hear the team comms, but if ACookieNamedJoe is not calling out, hey, I've got 3, hey, I'm landfalling, and Eclipse isn't finding out about these landfalls until they happen, that's an issue. And then, like you said, for the landfalls that hit nobody, if you're just using it on a cooldown, you're not waiting for someone to say, let's fight this, and then you use the landfall to create the start the fight, to initiate the action, that's also a mistake. So again, team comms are where that issue could be manifesting, but we can only take our best guess from up here in the booth.
Yeah, it just seems that, like, ultimate for ultimate, right now they're getting more per capita, the Sunbreakers are, off of theirs, when it comes to CC, when it comes to Peel. Obviously, the Horror Assault's not going to be the most hype one as much as a Landfall is, but it can easily assure you or your teammates get out or initiated into a fight at a smooth time, and AGiantDogTTV has been doing a bit of a better job at that, the awareness when to use those abilities. Speaking of right now, going to be aware right now of a bit far out is CubeDaFace. Evan going to try to make something happen there. Cleanse going to be expended, not going to have to use anything more than that, though. Hell's doing a great job of making sure they're remaining relatively safe. I mean, 5 deaths, yes, not looking great in that regard, but I think there could have been a lot more if it had not been this pick.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it's tough because it was such a high-valued scenario, too. You know, let me ask you, from the play-by-play perspective, what are you looking for from Eclipse? What would, if you were on there in the field, who are you going for? Like, what's your prio target right now if you're Eclipse?
I think Evan honestly might be a bit too dangerous right now to just try to target down. But hold on, maybe you're gonna not listen to me at all.
No way.
But Evan once again proving it, gonna drop 1 before getting taken out by Mental. Takes 2 to get 1. But right now it does seem that Koala's gonna try to avenge their fallen teammate. Lurking around this corner is the Loki, gonna drop a decoy. That's not gonna fool you, Koala. Bede's gonna be expended primarily too early there. Time Rift's gonna deal way too much damage.
That was insane. MentalDepressed just got deleted by the timer, even with stop time being off the mark in the pre-beads, just in case. Ragemore blinks through, finds 2, interrupts the dash. They want more.
Beads and Cleanse have been expended right now. That means that CubeDaFace is a sitting duck, a sitting hell or maybe Fab. Gonna be pulled on in is the Thanatos, but Landfall gonna once again find none. Unfortunate there from Joe. Other teammates are rotating in. Troll's gonna look for the back line. Gonna have the ult this time on board, but just gonna maybe opt to just do a little staff slam, but gonna be stunned by the Horus.
Gonna fall down before he could even use Pillars of Agony, and now Sunbreakers once again finds themselves in a 4v2 advantage by the throne room. Gonna look for the Phoenixes like we saw last time. Can Eclipse make anything happen, or are they gonna die here again?
Rotation came in from Troll and just wasn't impactful enough. Right now, 5 members strong onto this mid Phoenix. You do see that Ragemore looking quite low. Slow Swing gonna maybe try to find him. Looking very, very unhealthy at the moment, but they just don't have the initiation to have that. You do have the Loki coming back up, but not going to be able to dive past 4 members right now of Sunbreakers to find that kill. And you're going to find a bit of healing if necessary. There's a press advantage, though. We do see CubeDaFace leading the charge. I'm
surprised Eclipse is pushing this as far as they are. They've got to start contesting the waves and left and pushing them out. Not sure. I guess that was just a bit of a let's make sure we've got some safe space. Let's create, maybe look to set up for Fire Giant, but they've got Fire Minion waves on the way. I'm not sure if I'm huge on this play call. Looks like they see the same thing, and they're starting to back, but now they can't contest fire, and they're going to take Titan Poke.
This is really looking like a rough situation at the moment for Eclipse. Having their attentions divided is not great, and it's Trollacadimy who's going to have to be on cleanup duty, and that's someone you really want for this fight with these AoE damages. Cube going to find out the hard way. He needs some extra support, buddy. Blinked in by Evan.
Evan's going to look for it. Can Evan find it? Yes, Evan does. 12 kills for the Awelix. Maybe even wanting more. There's the Wrath of Terra knocking up 2. MentalDepressed falls down.
MentalDepressed going to have no chance in hell to survive that one. Maui retreating on out, but right now left behind is BornToMeme. You don't even need the toast for that one, or the Thanatos ult, or the Horus ult. Gonna look for it, but KoalaMang gonna find it first. ACookieNamedJoe is dunked.
Let's do the time rift again. Now Sunbreakers has the opening they need. It's 5-on-1. What can Trollacadimy do? Huge Pillar of Agony, but he can't out-tank the damage. And Sunbreakers is going to take it deicide.
They were not Rocky Horror fans on the side of Eclipse right now, but it won't matter. Sunbreakers is going to force them to watch it as their Titan crumbles to pieces. And that's going to be an uncontested set. 2-0 in favor of Sunbreakers. We will see you at the desk. Welcome on back, everyone. If you just watched the same game we just watched, Sunbreakers took it convincingly after, honestly, pretty dominant the entire way through. The comp even. You could just look from the beginning of the banning phase, beginning of the drafting phase, to the game. They brought it through. They executed on every single part of this game to beautiful success right here. Anthony, what are our thoughts?
Well, it's week 5. Next week is the final week of games being cast for week 6. Then we have week 7, which is our makeup week. And if I'm in Divine Division and I'm watching this set, Sunbreakers just went to the top of my hit list as somebody to watch out for as we get close to the playoffs. And they're dangerous. They've got their jungle mid combination is disgusting. Ragemore went nuts on solo. Was matched very well by Trollacademy, but Ragemore did a lot on Sylvanas. We've seen what Ragemore can do in other picks as well. KoalaMang, despite missing stop time a bit of a concerning amount, it is a tough ability to hit. Regardless, went nuts on this Kronos, and that's before you even talk about the support, who, while may have not been the most impactful for his setup and whatnot on the Horus, was in every fight, died one time, To the Skies was used very effectively a few times throughout the set. Everything clicked for Sunbreakers. For Eclipse, it's got to feel frustrating because they're coming off a great set last week, but the game plan just fell apart through their fingers. If I have to find something to point out, you've got to lock down, because we saw the Neja insta-banned away from MentalDepressed, and MentalDepressed did not look comfortable on Alquang or Loki, did not look comfortable going in on these team fights. And you've got to get your jungler in team fights. So Eclipse... Sorry, not to interrupt you there.
No,
Eclipse
go ahead,
needs to find a comfort pick or two that they can keep in secret for MentalDepressed, so that if you keep getting MentalDepressed target banned out, you can whip out something they're not expecting. even if MentalDepressed doesn't hyper carry on that character, get him in the fight on a character he's comfortable with, and let BornToMeme get in there and do damage, and get cubed in the same scenario on something they're comfortable with. Let those two kind of fill in the gaps when MentalDepressed doesn't find a character he wants, because the jungle mid damage was really the number one issue that I saw for Eclipse.
I'm with you on all counts for that one. I unfortunately, I love Loki pick, cheeky, it's funny, but unfortunately MentalDepressed just was not able to make it work to fruition. I think there was some moments, you had some moments of hope there where they got the solo kill, but then they maybe pushed their luck a bit too far or got caught out, or the fight lasted too long, which is not Loki's MO, then to burst someone out, be annoying, get back out. And it's really, like you said, public enemy number one is going to be right now, this Sunbreakers comp right now, riding high. Love the variance that we're seeing here from Evan, the diversity in the god pool and the ability to play them all, traditional mages versus your assassins, to beautiful fruition, is lovely. You love to see that on your mid laner.
Oh, for
so
sure.
Good adaptability can really make you the person to fear right now. Giant Dog, I do want to say, yes, like you said, maybe not the most impactful, but a lot of the setup, as I said, did not actually even come from... What's so great about the Wheelix pick here is that you're able to make the opposing team fear your escape options and your initiation options. You had to fear dashing in as Hades. You had to fear solar swinging in or out as Maui. You had to fear being knocked up as Jingwei, but never really using that. It is always having that option being threatening, but really relying on Giant Dog to be the initiation with those knockups there. A lot of those pulls, those gravity surges came off of that, or off of the Wrath of Terra. Just amazing job of threatening that option was Evan, and it really made their entire game plan as a member of Eclipse fall apart a little bit. So yeah, like you said, I'm looking to see some changes here from Eclipse, but hopefully, as always I say, note the loss, but don't let it just dictate your entire fate here. Obviously, could just be a bad day, bad set, and things could be turned around in the near future. But excellent play on both sides here. I'm really happy with how everyone did.
Correct. I guess I'll give my final thoughts quickly for each team. My final thoughts for Eclipse are: go back to the drawing board, but don't erase it. Just rearrange it. My thoughts for Sunbreakers are: you've got a good thing going. Start looking at the other teams and start planning your drafting phase and planning on ways that you can utilize the god pools that you have to manipulate the draft. Go all the way back to season 3, 4, even season 2 of SPL, and you'll see that the number one reason that those teams won championships was they manipulated drafts because of god pools. And you can go as recent as looking at what Paul can do in mid. Focus on that, work with Evan and Trap, and you've got it worked out.
Absolutely. It's true that a game can be won or lost in the drafting room of the team. I mean, obviously, it's going to come down to the execution to some extent, but here we saw, it's like you said earlier, like they felt like they had a great draft coming on here, but with one pick of the Wheelix, it suddenly all seemed like it was horribly tilted against the members of Eclipse. Really doing a great job there, maybe baiting them into this false sense of security, the members of Sunbreakers, and just ruining it all, toppling down that Jenga tower with that one mid Wheelix pick. You just love to see such interesting play happen off the field and on the field right there. Sometimes the most interesting moves can be made when you're picking out those comps. But with that being said, excellent job to both teams here. I've been Deelo, joined here by Anthony Mal. We had our friend iNooblet on the cams there. Thank you for that, man. And thank you all for watching. We will catch you all next time.